It's really wonky for stop and recalls. You should see some of the areas, like, Tasteless, if you ever play a Terran in the bottom left, if you left align your Arbiter all the way, the expansions, you can't place enough turrets to stop an Arbiter.
Is that right?
Fly into the main base. It's like, I'll have 50 turrets, and it just flies in.
That's
like,
so funny.
No. Yeah. Guys, here we go.
Here we go, guys.
One. There we go.
So, we've got Snow here in the top right. And in the top left, we've got Light, one with the ID Lucifer Mornings. So, guys, just as a quick reminder there, we don't have a dedicated observer here, so there's actually 2 streams going on at once. So, if you got 2 monitors, open them both up. This is our first time doing this, so this is what we're trying out. But so far, so good, honestly. Yeah. I mean, what is your take on this so far, Artosis?
It's great. You know, I mean, we'll be reading the feedback from everyone. Sure. And yeah, hopefully improving it quite a bit. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, so by the way, I gotta say, it's kind of a funny. I wonder if Light has this name because of the television show or because he literally wants to have the name of Satan.
What show is this from?
There's a show called Lucifer. That's like the devil is on Earth and is like teams up with a detective.
It's a show. Manga?
No, it's a real show.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. My wife quite likes that show, so I've seen it quite a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that actually. So we should point out some stuff here as we get started. First of all,
someone says it is a manga though.
It is a manga? Okay. I thought I heard that.
Turn into live action.
Now, we should point out both players are sharing the top. This is actually, for both sides, the rush distance is very close on Shakuras. If you're sharing a side.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out as well, this could become a slightly tough macro game here for Light. Like, if we go into a big game, right? Like the third base that Light will take will be like 9 o'clock. But there's a problem with the base to the right of his main. If you look down at the tiles, like the unbuildable terrain, this one bows out a lot further than the other one. So it's really hard to put building walls there. So you kind of have to be maxed out before you take that when it's close to your opponent.
You're talking about the Light's entrance, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, to the right of Light's main, you know, that pocket expansion? That area is very, very tough to hold.
Oh,
so I just
I see.
Throw that out.
Because you can't really get enough turrets here, right?
Yeah, you can't build enough depots or turrets or anything, so it's kind of like a no man's land, and it just... That spot in particular, it's kind of a weird thing, because overall the map is pretty well made, I think, but there's just like 3 too many tiles there, and like nothing fits.
Yeah, it's one of these... It's hard to make a balanced StarCraft map like perfectly, you know? By the way, this is the Zealot first opener, which I think is probably the best way to play on this, since you can get a very close spawn. I've had a couple games where I just attack them and kill them if they're not ready. You can just win a game outright like that. Dragoon range from here in an expand.
Looks pretty standard from both sides, really. Yeah. Notice how Snow has not shown his Zealot. This is really good because it looks like Light is likely to make the Nexus. Oh, he's making the Vulture too. Okay, so he's going to be all right. If you try to go add-on here, then Snow might actually just win the game. Like, look at this. See, he saves his Zealot so he has full health against the 3 Marines and he didn't know it was here. But now with the Vulture, you actually... Well, that's great. Micro from Snow. Oh my god, he pulled the Zealot way back. Everything took extra damage. Oh my god.
This is insane, dude. Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
That's crazy.
Zealot opening is just, it's so good on this map because you can get so much damage off here. I'm sorry, where did this second Dragoon go? He just kept that back.
He went Nexus before second Dragoon. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of popular right now to go like 1 Zealot, 1 Dragoon.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, in the past, a lot of people are even skipping range right now for slightly quicker Nexus.
Huh.
There's a lot of funny stuff going on. This matchup's actually changing a lot right now, it feels like. And more recently, I've actually seen a lot of a lot more Arbiter plays rather than the Speed Shuttle play. It seems like that's trending back a little too. But anyways, you know, it's a good thing that Light did the Vulture opener. It's like a lot of the times you try to get the bunker as late as possible, and if he was going out on there, he literally would have lost the game to the Zaw and Goon, because Snow was smart to hide it, right? Like, if you don't see that there's a Zaw, and if you think it's just a Goon, 3 Marines beat a Goon, but a Zaw and a Goon beat 3 Marines without losing anything.
So now we've got the 3 gates coming here, and this is basically it's kind of a catch-all for the Protoss to try to stop any kind of insane push from the Terran. And from here, normally Protosses play pretty straightforward games. I mean, if we're looking over here at Light's side of the map, I think we're still early on as far as the build to really tell what he's planning on doing, but we're getting into a pretty normal PvT from here.
Yeah, it seems like Snow has a slightly better opener, but Light will be fine as long as he figures it out, because this is definitely a pressure play from Light. Like the 2 factories, he made an extra Marine or 2 here, right? He's already got a Vulture on the map, as well as a few tanks popping out. But 3-gate Observer is going to be more than enough for Snow to push us back. And if you lose your tanks in the middle of the map, then that can be Lights out. So that's the one thing that Light has to be really careful about.
Yeah, you got to be wary of that. Yeah, the 3 gateway play, honestly, for somebody who's learning the game, this is one of the better ways to just approach it early on. You'll just not lose to a lot of other stuff that you can be punished for otherwise. And so it looks like that push may be coming out. Now, this seems to be timed out just so that when the Observer gets there, it doesn't see this. But I think he catches that tank.
Yeah. That's literally exactly. He wanted it not to be seen, and then it was seen. And that... the Vulture is kind of like saving him here because he sees what's coming, so he can pull back to his bunker. Because look how many Goons there are.
There's a lot,
eating
man.
A couple mine hit. Yeah, he has 8 Goons. So 8 Goons third is like no problem. You're not gonna bust that as Terran.
Now, if he doesn't have siege mode, the Protoss can just attack him. That's one of the funny things is a lot of Terrans are trying to skip siege mode, but then the Protoss they don't have to respect you anymore. I mean, they can just attack the tanks and the bunkers and everything else. I don't know that that's going to happen here. It looks like Snow's inching in.
Yeah, I think you got to be careful because there's like 6 Marines here. I think the bunker is probably full, and the 4 tanks. Like if Light micros right, he's fine here, and he will have siege relatively soon.
Yeah, siege is probably being upgraded right now.
Yeah, you see that how he pokes the sides with 2 tanks?
Yeah,
the other 2 stay. The other 2 are in a hold position. So if Snow tries to dive on the tanks, he pulls them back and then full fire from all the Marines, Vultures, and the other 2 tanks too.
Smart.
So yeah, that was really well handled there. This is something that I would die to, but I'm watching Light and I'm like, damn, he's good.
Yeah. All right, he's going to go for the fight anyways here. The Marines are going to be in the front to try to tank the damage. And they've done a very good job at that. He's got to be careful. Sometimes you can just dive bomb one of the Dragoons into the mine and try to take a fight that way. Back at home, I think those Vultures are going to get inside, man.
Yeah, he just forced the Vultures out. That's all he did with that. He made some additional tanks, pushed everything back with his Marine tank, and now he gets in here and he's going to get some probes. This is actually really nice for Light.
Yeah, and not even killing these that efficiently yet. And so a pretty big win there, I would say, overall for Light. I mean, I think he's playing an excellent game. This is going to be a super quick Arbiter tech. He actually got Arbiters a little bit quicker than I was even expecting. I've kind of been watching the Terran side of the map a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, great catch on those Vultures.
Yeah, I actually think that that's the best follow-up to 3-gate Observer, in my opinion. I think 3-gate Observer and Arbiter is amazing.
I like the DT shuttle. I think that
I think in this situation especially, right? Like he went heavy factory early.
Well, it's also smart because, you know, they're going to spend some scans. Well, he doesn't even have scans yet, actually. But, you know, when he does finally have scans, they're going to be burned on 1 or 2 of the DTs. What do you think about the no-com stat here?
Yeah, if you go for something like what Light did here, where you're forced into turret and you went like extra factories early, you don't actually have money for comsat until really late. So this is just a position that you get into with a build like this. So it's a really smart move to go for the DTs, but he's just flying over a turret. Oh, God. And now there's nothing in here. Oh, my God.
I can't even believe this. I can't believe he just got in.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
How would, I mean, what?
That was some good shuttle micro tasteless. Something else.
I'm just stunned that actually got through. Whoa.
Oh, and
okay.
now the third base on location just gets forcibly canceled.
Yeah. Oh, I just missed that. Was the Terran taking a third base?
Yeah, it was on location, though, and Snow just attacked me to get rid of it. Now look at this funny attack.
Hold on, we've got the Protoss hitting from behind here. It seems like Snow's everything is too staggered here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, this is weird.
Now, I think the Arbiter is about to pop out here, but, like, I don't know that he has enough. Now, the ace up Snow's sleeve could very well be that he doesn't have enough scans that Light does not. Like, we're seeing this kind of happen right now. And somehow these Dragoons are coming back over here. They deal with that mine. Can he snipe down this one injured tank? They do.
Kind of a messy game coming out of Snow right here, but it might just be enough.
Yeah.
The Arbiter comes out, and he can't have many scans.
He's got...
If any.
He doesn't... He's going to have the energy in a second, but I think the Terran will be pushed far enough away. He just runs back.
Yeah, okay, Light just got 2 scans, so he can continue to pressure. He has 5 facts, 1 add-on, so it's going to be lots of vultures coming across the map. And he can pick up these zealots relatively quickly, pulling the tanks back. Very good micro from Light. I tell you, Light really understands when he can push and when he has to turn around.
Yeah, this is real patience here. I think a weaker Terran would just burn through the scans and kind of overextend and fall, basically play right into the Protoss' hands. Now, check out these vultures here. We need these Dragoons to get back here, because zealots are just easily countered by vultures. And you're seeing why that is right now. And instead he comes over here. It looks like he's trying to glitch a vulture up into the third base to try to do some damage over there. But look at this counterattack on the far, far left side of the map here. This is annoying.
Yeah, he's actually got enough mana here for a stasis, but he doesn't have enough units back here. I think he has to just sack these units.
Yeah, I think so. I think try to kill some SCVs maybe. Well, I don't think Terran has enough for a scan. Oh, that's so funny. He just stasis the one Goliath.
That can't be the move.
No, that can't be the play, Artosis. It can't be that you're going to try to stasis one Goliath.
No. You'd be surprised, though, how often I see moves like that from Protoss players. That like, there would be, like, a Goliath or 1 vessel. And, like, they could do 6 tanks for the vessel, and they get the vessel. I'm like, really? Like, I do have scans. It's not that big a deal.
All right.
That was funny, though.
So, I mean, now what? Protoss is powering on 3 bases. He's matching what the Terran has, though, but I don't really like this for Snow.
I think Snow's got kind of a funny style in PvT overall that's a little bit hard to read when he's ahead and behind, because it's kind of reminding me of the game against Sock slightly.
Yeah.
Where it feels like Snow is pushing slightly too hard lot in the early mid game, and then it looks really even, and then he just moves around really well and then gets ahead. I feel like that's what we're gonna end up seeing here as well, because I don't like a couple of the moves he's made, right? Like some of these goon flanks he was doing, he seemed very wasteful against some of the pushes. That sacrifice of all the units at the third base into the stasis on the 1 Goliath, it's like, what are we doing?
There's actually a dropship inbound over here, moving to the top of the map. Let's see what this can actually do. There are cannons ready to try to help out, although I think this cannon might be placed poorly enough at the natural that this can't actually defend it. Oh, he's going straight into the main.
Tries to siege up, gonna have to target probes. See how many he can end up getting. 1, 2.
2 kills. 4 kills.
4.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, not the best drop, but it's fine. Like, he's slowed down a Nexus as well, so that's kind of nice. He's keeping Snow back. You know, there's other things other than the probe damage that's worthwhile with this drop.
Right.
And now you have the fear of the drop in you.
So let's see here. The Protoss is going to try to just group up over here, outside of the main. Terran's going to power up for a little bit. Let's see, it's +1 attack. He does have 2 armories, right? Or does he have 1? I see 2. Okay, 2 armories here. And so +2 attack, +1 armor is about to finish. So I think he's going to have a pretty viable push here. But how many Arbiters are actually in this game? I see 1, 2... I think it's actually only 2 Arbiters
I can
in
only
this
count
game.
2
3
right now.
3.
Do you have a third?
Yeah, he's got a third one.
Oh, I
close
see
to
it,
the middle.
Yeah, so that's a lot of stasis. But I think you're right. I think Light needs to push. Like in a game against Arbiter, I think you do want to push a little bit more early. You don't want to go for the longer game because Arbiters scale so well. It's like, 2 Arbiters are better than, more than twice as good as 1 Arbiter, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you start getting 3-4 stasises in a battle, you can get almost every siege tank that Terran has.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, this is the oldest way to play PvT, basically. But, yeah, I mean, the idea is you just kind of lock out the important parts of their army and shave things down, and then you either kill what's left over or you run away and regroup, and it's very difficult for the Terran to deal with. But we are going to have that push inbound here in a second. I mean, he is literally ahead of supply of Snow right now. But Snow has basically set himself up very comfortably. He's got his gateways in the other main. I think the 4th Arbiter has actually just now come out, or it's about to come out. And he has Storm inside the shuttle. He has 4 Templars ready.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, which is important. And I honestly think this is the way that everybody's supposed to be playing now if you're going to go Arbiters. It's not like... I think in the past people kind of thought, like, you couldn't go for both of these gas techs, but really you can.
No, I definitely agree with you. I think if you go speed shuttle style, you should add in Arbiters, which we didn't seem to do against Sock. And if you go for, the Arbiter style, you should eventually get the High Templars with Storm as well. It's just, there's no reason not to. High Templars are like the most efficient thing in the whole game.
All right, he's actually not pushing. He's taking a 4th base here. And I don't know that... Oh, hold on a second. This base at 9 o'clock is naked. If he could hit that, that would be huge. But instead, Terran's going to push out now.
I love what we're seeing, because like I mentioned, he waited till he was basically maxed out to take that base.
Yeah.
And Snow looked like he wanted to attack 9, but Light was like, nope, we're going right now, which forced all the units back.
Yeah.
So look at this. This massive army from Light is forcing an engagement. Here we go. Snow with the big attack move. He did stasis 2 of the vessels. Oh, another huge stasis there. And all the tanks in the front going to be massacred. A great storm comes down as well.
Yeah, and he's storming everything up in the back over here. This is a lot of damage onto these tanks. Oh my god. Snow is a god. He is just basically doing this perfectly. Now, a lot of damaged tanks back there. Protoss is furiously macroing up, trying to get... yeah, I mean, he's in great shape right now.
It was a great pullback as well. He just did a fantastic job. Look at this. He even comes around as these vessels unstasis. He gets one of them.
Yeah, kind of useless.
The other one does get away.
What Terran wants to do is just get a foothold outside the natural, but Snow has basically held him back just about perfectly. And, I mean, this is kind of insane. I'm not saying Terran's out of this, but I think Protoss has played a very, very solid control game so far.
Yeah, he's doing quite a good job getting back into the middle of the map right now as Light takes over the top. And look at this, Light expanding to 12.
Yeah, this is
so good.
The thing about this map, it's kind of funny. There's like so many bases you can take. And so Terran can kind of just squeeze out this extra base. And that's all Terran needs, really, are these bases. Now, there's plenty to grow into at the bottom here. But let's see how this next push comes. Another storm comes down. Let me see here. Some of these tanks are still damaged from the Psy storms earlier. But great snipe here with these vultures coming up. And it looks like Protoss may actually attack the 9 o'clock spot and try to basically uproot the Terran there. But he is going to be giving the Terran a position over here where you could, I mean, he's basically going to be able to push it to the main, or at least contain the main.
And while he pushes in here, the reinforcements of Light go to save 9 o'clock, and he does pick up one of the Arbiters. A great stasis goes down, but I think with the next round of reinforcements, Light may be able to just hold on to this base.
Yeah, he needs to get rid of that one tank. He does take that out. Dragoons are going to be better than Goliaths and Vultures and Marines. But the contain has happened, and this means that you could start to smother the Protoss. I mean, Protoss is not that good if they have any kind of contain over here on one of their gateway access points. So he could still filter units out from the bottom, but basically he needs to take control of this very quickly here.
This looks fantastic for Light. I can't, like, Snow has those bottom right 2 bases. That's the only thing he really has going for him right now, though.
Right.
He's losing. I don't think he's going to save this base. Not quite, right? At 3 o'clock?
He's going to try, but it doesn't look like he quite has enough. He wasn't able to like, drag a mine in there. Well, hold on a second, actually. Dragoons are good units.
Yeah, Dragoons are all right. Okay.
That was insane, dude. I can't believe he actually did that well. So he's going to kill off
I thought for sure he was going to be able to kill those goons off, really. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pessimistic about Terran, but I thought for sure.
No, I know. I looked at that, I'm like, well, surely with all these mines and siege tanks, it's like, no, they just like each one shot down the tank. Okay, so this is an extremely important moment here because Protoss is basically fighting for the ability to actually circulate on the map. That D-Matrix was sick, dude.
Yeah. But look at how efficient he's still being. Like, he is just squeezing out every ounce of value he can get from these units. So he's finally going to lose this 3 o'clock base. His units in his main are basically stranded there. He does have a good gateway count in the bottom right, so he'll probably just produce out of there. And maybe, like, I didn't notice if he had recall. We haven't seen it yet. But he's probably going to have to recall the units out of his main, unless he does a big sandwich there.
I don't think the Terran can be stopped, man. I'm sorry. I've been clicking around the map trying to figure out, like, is there anything that the Protoss can do? And I think Light's basically boxed Snow into a corner, and he's not able to control this game anymore. And you can see every attempt for Snow to have any control on the map is being shut down here by Light, who's played just an insanely good TVP.
Oh, this is pretty sick. I love how he just chased that army down from Snow. You see Snow bringing more units up to the center.
Recall here at 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, those are the units from the main base, so that is a gigantic recall. In the meantime, Storm's in the center of the map. The tank's taking a lot of damage, but the Army of Light is definitely too big, so Snow has to turn around. In the meantime, that attack over at 9 o'clock, still pushing forward. He gets the command center out of there, so that won't end up getting killed, but he has taken over this location, which means Light is only mining from a couple bases.
Nice snipe there on the vessel, but I think it's too late. I think now Terran just kind of comes through and crushes. And I think that's the end of this game, basically. GG. Snow has been taken down. It is now Light that is the king of the hill.
All right. That was nice. That was nice. That was so well played from Light. I think that the way that he... Like, there was a lot of cool back and forth in the early game that gets kind of complicated, right? But just the way that Light he was at like 188 supply, moves up into position. He has some mines over to protect 9 o'clock, and then he moves up, takes a fourth, and you saw it and you called it. You're like, oh, there's nothing at 9 except mines. And Snow was getting ready to get in there and like force Light back, but Light insta-pushed.
Yeah.
And forced Snow to come after him, and he dictated the game from there. That was beautifully done.
It was pretty impressive overall. I think Light played a really clean game. And look, man, when you get contained like that as Protoss, if like the main base, you can't get your gateway units out, you can't do surrounds, you can't do counterattacks, and that's basically the turning point. I thought he was going to be fine until then.